Umar Johnson, the last time he was on the Breakfast Club, vowed to never return to the Breakfast Club until after the school was finished, after all the renovations and everything else in the school was finished. So now that the school is finished, he makes his return to the Breakfast Club. Now, mind you, he's been collecting money since 1619, right? Listen, he came over here on his ship from Africa, right through Chesapeake in Virginia in 1619, and he started collecting money. And all the people that was with him, they done died off now, but Umar is still here. He's still going strong. He's still promising to open up that school, right? It was once he was saying he was going to open it up on Plymouth Rock, but now he's opening it up in Delaware, right? And he's been collecting money for centuries. And now he says that the school is ready, right? So he was back on the Breakfast Club talking to Charlemagne. And remember, he's talking to Charlemagne, who is the great grandson of the original Charlemagne that he started collecting money from in 1619. The Charlemagne's family was the first people to give him a donation to his school when he first came here on his ship in Virginia, right? So now they having this conversation. This is what they're saying.
Frederick Douglass's birthday, we completed the renovations at FDMG, so we completely done.
So the school is done.
School is done.
Congratulations.
We're just trying to get an inspection now.
You know what I find interesting, Dr. Umar? People would like to say you a scammer, right? And I say Dr. Umar has the school. The school is there.
I don't mind the allegations,
I've
but
seen
show
the renovations.
proof.
But the school is there. They can't say you didn't use the money
for 7
to
years.
buy the building, to renovate it, and all of that type of stuff. But
so they've been letting Umar get away with this foolishness for a long time. Now remember, right? In 2019, he said he bought the school for $400K. Right, but he also told Charlemagne, the great grandson of the other Charlemagne, the original Charlemagne, that in 2015 he raised $500,000. Right?
Yeah, but we're talking about my fundraiser for the school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say one of these, and I hope they do write a check. You know what I mean? These
Macklemore comes to you and says, I'm going to give you $2 million, and I got 500 gay kids that I want to enroll in your school, Dr. Umar. What do you do?
He going to have to put that check in another name. Give me that $2 million. But no, seriously, if you want to donate to the fundraiser, you go to GoFundMe.com/Dr. Umar, GoFundMe.com/DRUMAR. Now, when you look on the GoFundMe, we only raised $160, but most of my donations have been mail-in checks and money orders. People don't trust the internet.
GoFundMe.
So, but we raised $500,000 in a year.
That's great.
But the problem with that, if we only raising $500,000 a year, and the school costs $2 million.
You got about 4 years.
Thank you. That school ain't gonna be
Somebody
around in
could
4
buy
years.
that, yeah.
So I need a check. I need a check. I need Jay-Z. I need that check. Puff, I know you listening, Puff.
Oh yeah,
all my rappers
you on
out
Revolt
there.
TV right now.
I need that check.
It's gonna be hard.
And we tax exempt, so they can write it off on their taxes. Help me get this school so we can give our boys a new reality.
The part I don't understand, like Charlemagne. Well, I do understand because I told y'all who Charlemagne is and who Umar Johnson is, right? Y'all all being played, but he can come on this show and he don't get no pushback. Because Charlemagne gets pushback, to a lot of black people that comes on the show. He says a lot of off-the-wall stuff. But when it comes to this Umar Johnson, Umar been promising a school for 10,000 years. And he ain't got a school. He said he collected $500K in 2015 in 1 year. So in the last 11 years, how much money has he collected? He's collected thousands. And it's been quiet. I don't know, for life of me, man. Like, this thing is real goofy. It's real crazy. And I don't know, man. I really don't know. Because he could just say and do whatever he want to do when he come on a Breakfast Club.
I'm glad we went the way that we went. It's the first school in American history built exclusively by donations from African people from around the world. Every single continent, nearly every country donated to FDMG.
So when are you going to be opening the doors where students can start?
Well, we got to get a certificate of occupancy. I can't answer that. You feel me? See, it's always something holding me. If we had it right now, I'm confident we can start August, not this year because you only got a few months, but of 2027. You feel me? But the question becomes, here we go again. We're completely done. How long before you give us our paper so we can start planning for the children? I can't answer that.
So, we watching these clips from the past because he would come to the Breakfast Club for years and talk about the school being open. Now, mind you, he made a couple weeks ago. He said the renovations was done, the school was going to be open, but we haven't seen anything. He hasn't been standing outside the school or maybe inside the school where he's showing that they came. They inspected everything. It's passed inspection. We got the money now. We're gonna open up the school. We can show you it's accredited. He hasn't shown any of this stuff, and they're not pushing back. They're not asking nothing. They're not asking him nothing. This guy could just come and go as he please. He could just do what he want to do. And like I said, there is absolutely no pushback from the Breakfast Club.
Now, last time you were up here, we were talking about your school and the school that you opened.
FDMG Academy.
The Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. It's a bittersweet report, brothers, because let me make it real simple so y'all can understand this. We have two schools, right? They look across the street at one another. The Marcus Garvey building is the elementary school, and the Frederick Douglass building is much larger. It's the high school. Mm-hmm. Now, we're focusing on the Garvey building right now, right? If you were to say, how soon can that building be ready? It can be ready in 3 weeks. We only have 3 weeks worth of repairs, 3 weeks worth of HVAC, 3 weeks worth of electric, 3 weeks worth of plumbing. Mm-hmm. So if, hypothetically speaking, if a black tradesman, a black HVACer said, I'm going to come volunteer, I'm going to fix the system, you have to pay for all of the materials, but I'm going to donate my time. Mm-hmm. If an electrician, if a plumber said, we're going to donate our time to fix the system, but you have to pay for all the material, the school would be up and running in 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's all we have. Mm-hmm. The problem is, Charlemagne and Envy, is I haven't come across black folks who are willing to donate their time. That's one. Mm-hmm. So we have to raise enough money to pay market rate for those repairs. Mm-hmm. So the HVAC, the bills that I'm getting are ranging from $250 on up. The plumbing, the bills I'm getting are ranging from like $150 on up. Mm-hmm. You see, mm-hmm. So we have to raise about $300,000 just to handle that. Where if we had some black folk who was willing to donate their time, the school would be up and running in 3 weeks.
If they change their perspective of how they look at this, right? Like you bought the building, but I would look at it like a startup.
Outright, we own it, no mortgage.
Yeah, I would look at it like it's a startup. And this is what you're doing.
They're in good shape.
Yeah.
The schools they're modern, they're not old. Mm-hmm. This was a charter school that was renovated at the tune of $13 million back in 2010. Mm-hmm. This is 2021. Mm-hmm. The school is only 10, 11 years old. Mm-hmm. They are modern. They're in good shape. The only thing we have to do is the plumbing, the electric, and the HVAC. We don't have to do no new construction. Mm-hmm. It's only repair. And that's why it's so frustrating for me, mm-hmm. because it's only 3 weeks worth of repairs, not a month, not a year, 3 weeks worth of repairs and the school could be up and running. So if I were Mexican, the school be done. If I were Chinese, the school be done. Mm-hmm. If I was East Indian, if I was Arab, if I was European Jew, if I was Italian, the school be done. Mm-hmm. It's only because it's us that we don't take something like this as serious.
So it's like raising money in another round for a startup company.
Raising the money in another round for like a startup company.
Well, tell them where they send donations.
Well, the donation should go to cash.me/FDMG school.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is where it gets crazy because remember, in 2015, he came with this idea for the school, right? 6-7 years later, he's on there. He's blaming black people for the school not being up. He's calling out athletes, entertainers. He's saying that black HVAC companies are scamming. Nobody's nobody's helping them, right? This is what he's saying, and this is in 2021. Then turn around. He comes right back in 2022. Mind you, it's 2026 now. In 2022, he says that the school is finished, right? But the school was never finished. And even back then, they still was giving no pushback, even though he was collecting money since 2014-15, right? And we had already had a whole bunch of allegations back then, right? They still gave no pushback. He was blaming all these black people as to why the school wasn't open. But then in 2022, he was saying this.
And first things first, man, congrats on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I've been paying attention. I see that you got the building.
Yes, sir.
You've been doing renovations on the building.
Yes,
I saw you put the HVAC in, all kind of other stuff.
We're just about done. Electric is awaiting a permit. HVAC is awaiting controls. They're actually at the school right now. Plumbing is just about done. They got one more piece. Fire alarm is done. They got to check one more piece to that. The monitoring system is done. I'm hoping by the end of the calendar year we can get our inspection and have a grand opening in February, hopefully.
And you waiting on, you got to get accreditation too, or?
Nah, well, your accreditation comes from the state.
Gotcha.
So it's the state that gives you the license to operate.
Mm-hmm.
If you want accreditation beyond that, you can seek out professional accreditation bureaus, but that's not legally required.
Man, why don't you talk about that more, Dr. Umar, especially being that they tried to clown you for so long about, not having
I don't
the
mind
school.
that because if you know that your mission is genuine, it's no need to respond to the negativity because at some day, the fruit of your works will manifest.
Ooh.
You follow?
Yeah,
so
speak for
my
theyself,
thing
yeah.
is, why argue when you know one day they're going to see the school?
Now talk about the process, because it was a long process.
It was a very
and
long
was
process.
Trials and tribulations
Yes,
and
sir.
hurdles. So
Yes, sir.
talk about that a little bit and what you had to get through, and also getting funding.
Yes, sir. We took our first donation in St. Louis 2014. We heard about the St. Paul's College, which was an HBCU closed in Virginia. Mm-hmm. They wanted $2 million, so we tried to raise it as quickly as we can. That was a bit ambitious. We didn't succeed. Mm-hmm. It was sold to an Asian company. Unfortunately, an HBCU sold to another race, I think is a great disappointment for us as a people. So then we just started looking for a day school. So I went to Chicago, Detroit, Florida, Ohio, all over the country. I was just flying, looking for a school. Mm-hmm. And then in 2017, I was on LoopNet, which was my main source of new property, and I saw this campus in Wilmington, Delaware, that I had heard about but never had a chance to see. So I'm on my way to Nat Turner celebration, August 21st, 2017, the Great North American Eclipse. I stopped, I saw the campus, I said, this looks pretty nice. When I got back from Nat Turner, I had to go to Cuba first to get my IFA initiation. I practiced Yoruba spirituality. Came back from Cuba, and I got a chance to go into the school, and I saw it. I said, we want this school, but they wanted $2 million. We couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000.
So the man said that he raised in his first year $500,000, but then in 2019 he had $500,000. But what about the whole 5 years of you collecting money? Whatever happened to all that money? How you only had this amount of money that you collected in that 5 years? Where was all the rest of the money when Leonard Honor was showing that you raised damn near over $2 million, right? Over a long period of time. Like, where the rest of that money? So we already could see that he was misappropriating funds.
I got a chance to go into the school, and I saw it. I said, we want this school, but they wanted $2 million. We couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000. Mm-hmm. So I negotiated with them from August of 17 until February of 19, and they finally decided to sell us the building for the money that we had. So everyone listening, make sure you donate. Go to my website, drumarjohnson.com. Go to your Cash App and donate $FDMG School. I repeat, $FDMG School on the Cash App. We need $1 million to restore the whole campus.
I'm glad that happened because I remember people was giving you so much flack. It was like, Dr. Umar collected all this money. The school never manifested, so I'm glad that you
Well, the interesting thing about that is $750,000, and y'all know this, is not a lot of money for a commercial property. $750,000 to purchase a school.
Yeah.
For a school.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
the interesting thing about that is $750,000, and y'all know this, is not a lot of money for a commercial property. $750,000 to purchase a school. For a school.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. And I got a chance to go into the school, and I saw it. I said, we want this school, but they wanted $2 million. We couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000. Mm-hmm. So I negotiated with them from August of 17 until February of 19, and they finally decided to sell us the building for the money that we had.
Well, first it was $500K, then it turned into $750. So what happened to the other $250,000? Like, if you listen, you First, he said they raised $500K. Then he said they bought the building for $400K, but he raised $500K, right? But then at the end he's saying it's $750K. So which one is it, man? Umar, we just listen, man. Listen. When it comes to our community, man, and you want to raise money, right? You got to have your business people. We need to see Umar Johnson's team. Who are the people that he has responsible for handling the business side? Right? He's a teacher. He has his degrees in teaching, not business. Who's running the administration? Who's running the business side of the school? Because it damn sure can't be him. Right? It damn sure can't be him. That school may never open up, man. Listen, We want to know where that other 250K at, Umar. Where is it? Right? Because you said it was $500,000, then you said it was 250K. Then they saying you raised $1.8 million. Some saying you raised well over $2 million. And the Breakfast Club is giving absolutely no pushback. And yet and still, the school has still not opened, right? But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think when it comes to this, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.